One thing's for sure, ever since we got the new Tata Tiago EV, we are using less of other cars. We are not at all using
Not
the
you, others are using it because you are taking this morning and coming back in the evening.
But still,
But this bugger has ridden about almost 12,000 kilometers in this car in about 4 months, yeah.
work related, can't help it.
Ghoda ban gaya hai. This has become like, not a ghoda, it's become like a donkey for him. Like, come inside, I'll show you. There you go, it's 11,893 kilometers old already in 4 months. So what's popping YouTube? Welcome back to Two Brother Vlogs. Yes, we are in a hurry. Srujan is in a hurry to make this run, I think 1 lakh kilometers in 1.5 years. Taxi bana diya isne isko. So we wanted to give you a small take of our car, how it's been, what we felt. I guess Srujan will speak mostly because he's the only one who's been driving this car.
And this video will be predominantly regarding our 10,000 kilometer experience with the Tata Tiago EV. We have made multiple videos on this car, on the Tata Tiago EV, regarding the goods and the bads. But this video is solely being focused on my experience throughout these 12,000 kilometer mark.
Because we've driven the car a little bit, we know a little more things about it which we didn't know when the car was new. So these are a little few more things which we got to know maybe at a later stage of the
First thing, the major drawback at times I feel is the center armrest. I miss this center armrest because all other cars, they have it. I can rest my left arm very easily. This car misses out on that.
We understand it is built to a price. It is about 12.5 lakh rupees on road. That's what we purchased it for. For that price, an IC engine car, you get it, but the Tiago doesn't. It is built, the IC engine of this is substantially lower in price, understandable. But when you have those kind of creature comforts in your other cars, you kind of want it in this. One more major drawback which I felt in this car is, especially when it comes to slopes. When you are in slopes, this car has a tendency of rolling back. If you actually like, I don't know how many of you have ridden any EV scooter like that, on this car as well, if you have your foot on the brake and you accelerate, on the brake and accelerate together, the car doesn't even accelerate. So once you leave the brake, if you're in slope, it'll have a tendency of going backwards. So that's a little bit of
you should rely on the handbrake quite a lot. And another bit which I didn't like is there is no specs holder, so they'll be hanging somewhere here. That's bad. And also, I think I kept this safe. Yep, I found it. Screw. See this? This thing came off from somewhere down below, and I don't know where exactly this goes, and I kept it hidden because when there's a next service, I'm going to mention it to the service technician that there's a screw came off somewhere near the fuse box. That's strange. It just came off while riding or driving.
So another thing, when this is not a negative, this is actually a positive. So when you actually have a car which is as quiet as this, EVs are quiet, they don't make any noise. You hear every rattle which happens in the car. So any of these panels, if they squeak, you can hear it. This car has nothing. It goes over potholes. You can take it over anything, and there is absolutely no sound to any of the.
The AC in this car is brilliant. It works wonders because it's a small car. I think the AC is quite powerful, so it cools down the cabin immediately. Though we are missing out on the rear AC vents, the front AC, the 4 vents are quite powerful. And also, you see the range here. It says 183. So whenever you full charge it, like let's say there's 100%, it shows 250, 260. That's when you start having trust issues in this car because that's not accurate. The realistic range figure is 190 to 200 depending upon your driving conditions, and if you don't drive this in sport mode. The regular D mode is 180 to 200. That's it, not beyond that. And there's a one niggle which I have in this car, which is in the trunk. The clips on this side, they came off.
So this is been visible for us since the time we purchased the car. So the end of the day, the fit and finish, when it comes out of the factory, the final inspection, the final inspection which is done is not up to the mark. I've shown you this. I can show you more places as well where you have such issues. You look at this. So, and if you come into the cockpit, you have places like this which have uneven gaps. If you see that side, it is good. This side, you have gaps. So the attention to detail which you kind of want, let it be a car you spend 2 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 2 crores, 20 crores, you want that small, end of the day as you're paying the money, you want everything to be perfect. That a small thing, it hurts you. If you have that OCD, it will definitely kick in this car, because you will find quite a lot of places where those fine, small things are missing attention.
And also Tata, they have few clever features, clever things in the car. For example, this. Not many cars have that, right? It's a ticket holder.
Yeah.
So you never miss that out.
You can just keep it there whenever you're traveling. You won't miss out on your toll tickets or any other parking tickets.
So that's a nifty feature. And there's a sweet little cubby hold here to hold your phone, probably somewhere there. Another major gripe is this car lacks a bottle holder. There's only one bottle holder in the middle for all the passengers. The door pockets, they don't hold a 1 liter water bottle like this, for example.
It doesn't fit. Don't break it.
It might break. So
the door pockets are actually pretty miserly. A half a liter bottle would fit, and this is actually, the front of it is so small that only literally, let's see, there's something inside here, and removing that itself is a task. And let's see what that is. Okay, that is a cricket ka bail, and that's a perfect example of how small the door pockets in this car are.
And also, this car has a decent rear camera, but it misses out on the rear sensors. So again,
the newer version of it gets it.
Oh.
The one we have, it doesn't.
It doesn't. So this car does not have a parking mode. It is always in neutral. So if the handbrake is not off, depending upon the slope conditions, the car will go rock. Aage piche.
It happened with Sujin once, and he was eating some food somewhere, and then the car, he forgot to put the parking brake on. It just rolled back and hit a tree.
And also, regardless of, let's say, right now it's in reverse.
You don't know it here. You can't see it very clearly. In the night you can, but in the daytime
you have to see it in the screen. So regardless of what mode, driving condition you are in, you can always turn off the car. You just have to turn off the AC. You can turn off the car, and again when you turn it back on, it goes back to neutral.
So yeah, enough of the negatives on this car. And again, so people who want this car, the major reason is going to be economy and how basically efficient it is on your pocket. You can save a lot of money when it comes to the fuel trips.
I have driven close to 12,000 kilometers, and I have noticed it is costing 1 rupee per kilometer, regardless of we have solar or not. So that is 12,000 rupees for 12,000 kilometers. That's decent. If you take a petrol car, it will cost you close to 7, 8, 9 rupees per kilometer. So 12,000 kilometers is close to
1 lakh.
1 lakh rupees. Yeah, 80 to 1 lakh rupees. That's quite a saving, right?
Pretty much saving 80%. On top of that, the maintenance on an electric car is substantially less.
It cost me 2,000 rupees to get the first service done. So
it's relatively cheap, because all you need to take care are your tires and a little bit of fluids.
Brake fluids, that's it.
And the wiper fluids and the other basics. So there's nothing much. The number of moving parts in an electric vehicle are substantially less. So the cost of maintenance is substantially less. How it will be after many years of running, obviously batteries deplete their quality over time as you run them, different cycles of charging and uncharging them. Over time, 7-8 years, they will definitely deplete. But I think you will recover that money much faster than that, especially in today's day and age when the fuel prices are just skyrocketing upwards at an exponential rate. So we haven't touched on this topic earlier, but EVs in general have amazing acceleration. It is unbelievable at how fast they rocket you off the line, because they have 100% torque right at 0 RPM. They have a single speed gearbox mostly, and you have that crazy amount of pull from 0 to, let's say, 60-70, especially in a small car like this with a small motor. But until that speed, it's very difficult. Even for a sports bike to catch up to this, in the initial acceleration is very, very, very difficult. That is where these cars are amazing. They give you good pull off the line. They're super efficient. They're very quiet. And these small other problems what we are talking about, I'm sure Tata is going to iron them out once they have a born EV car the size of the Tiago. But the amount of advantages, especially when it comes to economy and how relatively inexpensive they are to run, outweighs every other small niggle and defect. What do you think so?
To be honest, it's saving me a lot of money. So the other defects, I'm not even thinking about them. Yeah, there are few problems. Like I said, I miss the center armrest. I miss probably a better screen. I miss the sunglasses holder. That's about it. I'm using this like a bona fide Uber driver, going from point A to point B. See, again, beyond 80, beyond 90, the car starts to,
It's not built for those speeds.
yeah, car starts to vibrate a bit. So, yeah, I'm not doing
Again,
that.
if somebody is doing those kind of speeds, you have other EV models.
Other EV models. I'm just talking about the Tiago, right? So, this is going to be a predominant city car, and you're doing, let's say we live in Secunderabad. We're from Secunderabad to probably Jubilee Hills, close to 30 kilometers back, 30 kilometers and back. You're doing that every day. You're a corporate employee. I think this is the best car because you can go to point A to point B in a very, very, very
30
cheap
kilometers, 30 kilometers, that's 60 kilometers if you're traveling in a day. That will cost you 60 rupees.
That
is as
metro
cheap.
prices.
Yeah. And have to imagine here, you have the comfort of a very good AC and you have a very good car, to be honest. It's Euro NCAP 4-star rated, not 5-star, 4-star. Good enough. Again, if you're not going very fast, better than most of the other competition from Maruti and all. So, big loving this car for what it is.
I have one more small gripe I forgot to mention earlier, that the brakes on this car are a little grabby.
Especially when it comes to a halt.
Yes. So, for example, let me show you. There's no one behind. Parking indicators on. So let's say we came to a complete halt, and let's assume there's a signal here, and I'm going. Press the brake. I'm going. Press the brake.
And that's even at
I am not pressing the brake at a very harsh.
It is impossible if you're moving at crawling speeds to bring this car to a halt at a very smooth way. It is, and also there's that groaning noise as well at times. So,
and also at times people are not aware. I'm still EVs. There are a lot of EV vehicles today, but people are still not aware that EV vehicle is approaching you because the vehicle is so silent. People are unaware. If you're facing the back, the people are unaware there's a vehicle behind them.
Yeah, it's quiet. It's quiet unless the fan kicks in when it's very hot.
Or you honk.
Yeah. So, all these aside here, if you're planning or looking at this as a daily driver, can it be your only car? If your travel is mostly within the city, yes. If you're planning to go outside the city, no. But if you want to consider this as an option, please do it. It'll give you a big smile on your face for the main reason that it'll save you a lot of money more than anything else.
So that's a small experience which we felt about the Tata Tiago EV. I think they need to change their naming. It's quite long.
Anyways, even when it comes to installation, Tata service, all that is very good. We have no issue.
We have pickup and drop service.
Yeah.
They charge close to 200 rupees for pickup and drop.
So they come, pick it up, drop it back at your place. Even the installation of the wall box for the charger, they came home and they put actually quality stuff, quality wiring, right?
True.
And they did a very good job. Right? Any problem, call them and they're here.
And when it comes to charging, with this home kit fast charger, it takes close to 6 hours to fully charge this vehicle from 0 to 100. So all you have to do, open the latch in the car, remove this, turn on the MCB, go back. I have lift the lever, but this thing is not opening. There's another problem with this. Remove this, slot it in place, go back to the wall kit. So they give you a small NFC tag kind of thing.
This is very important. No? You lose this, that doesn't charge, that doesn't start.
You get blue lights. On the 3 dots, place it here, you hear a sound, kick, and then the car is on charge.
Highlight joke ये है कि अभी current भी नहीं है. That's still a small issue in our country, right? If you don't have electricity.
Oh yeah, when talking about electricity, let's say the car, you're charging the car, you went out, you're sleeping, car में current जाके आ गया. Let's assume the case, the charging will stop. That's what I realized. That's a very, very bad thing. The car, it should automatically start, but it doesn't start.
You'll have to come back with the key fob and then swipe it again. So electricity, if it goes and comes, you'll have to come back here to the car.
Okay, all in all, do you really think I'm happy with this car? There are two ways to look at it. If you take the regular petrol Tiago, it is 8 lakh rupees, and the EV version of it is 12 lakhs. So there's a price difference of close to 4 lakh rupees, 3 to 4 lakh rupees, depending upon the model you take. This price difference will be covered close to 30,000 kilometer mark. Probably by end of the 2-year cycle, I will be covering 30,000, and beyond which this baby will justify its price. And am I happy with it? Yes, because I am using very frequently in the city limits, and it is taking me to places A and B. But one small thing is, whenever I go out, whenever my friends are calling me, they are telling me to remove this car because it's free, and every time I have to take my car out and they are not. I became a full-on taxi driver.